If you're looking to add a bit of badass to your shoe wardrobe, then you'll want to watch. In this video, I'm sharing my tips on selecting the right boots for you. Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Glenda of Style with Glenda K. Harrison, the community that's all about helping you become the master of your true style. So by sharing the story on how my obsession with boots began. Okay, so this is going to take some of us way back. The year is 1985. Remember the film The Breakfast Club and Molly Ringwald? Well, it was that movie, and it was the pair of boots in that movie that Molly Ringwald wore that began my obsession with boots. So let me tell you, I was in my first year in college at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising when The Breakfast Club first came out. And I remember just going, oh my God, those boots are amazing. So like many of us in Southern California, we hung out in Westwood, which is the location for the UCLA campus. So myself and some friends, we were hanging out in Westwood, and we went into Neiman Marcus. Now, granted, we knew we could not afford Neiman Marcus. I think we were just kind of going in there and then to use the ladies' room and whatever. So we walked by the shoe department, and there they were, the Molly Ringwald boots on display in all their glory. So I went over to them and I'm like, oh my God, the boots, the boots. I held them in my hand and I turned them over and I saw the price and I said, there's no way. At that time, I was just a college student full time. I didn't have a job, and so I knew that I would not be able to get the boots. They were by Ralph Lauren. And at that time, they seemed uber expensive. I think they were maybe like $250 for 1985. That was probably like $2,000 for a girl in college, right? So I go home and I'm dreaming about the boots. I'm thinking about how I want to style them and wear them, and I just couldn't get them out of my mind. So I went to my parents and I told them about the boots, and they said, if you want them enough, write us an essay. So I'm like, what? Write you an essay? Okay, so 3 pages long. I go into my room, I sit at my desk, and I start writing my essay about how much I love the boots and that I would cherish them for the rest of my life. So I wrote the essay, and in our kitchen we had this cork board where we could leave messages for one another in our family. So I pinned my essay to the cork board and I went to bed. When I woke up the next morning, there was an envelope attached to the cork board that had my name written on it. And when I looked inside, there was $300, and it said, go get your boots. So what did I do? I went and got my boots. So now I want to show you the boots that I've had since 1985. Here they are. These are the Molly Ringwald boots from the Breakfast Club. I've had them since 1985. I told my parents in the essay that I would keep them and cherish them for the rest of my life. And that is what I've done. I'm 53 years old now, so I've had the boots that long. I don't really wear them anymore now because they have kind of gotten a little bit worn and withered. They've been to the shoe cobbler multiple times. I've had them resold, and I just decided that I wouldn't wear them anymore because I do want to keep them for the rest of my life. So I just kind of have them here in my room. I have them in a cloth bag and I have them tucked away. Now, maybe on a super special occasion, I will bring them out, but for now, these boots are retired. Wall boots are retired. I still am a sucker for a good riding boot. Now, let me tell you the characteristics of a riding boot. These are the new ones that I have. I recently got these off of, I think it was eBay. It was either eBay or Poshmark. These are an older style riding boot that it says Nordstrom on the inside. It's an old label. So I'm assuming that these are probably from the late 80s as well. As you can see, they have this really interesting detail on the front of the shaft. But let me give you the characteristics of a good riding boot. A good riding boot typically does not have a zipper, but it has a very wide shaft. This is the shaft. The shaft is wide enough so that you can easily step into them, and then oftentimes the outer part of the shaft is higher than the inner part of the shaft. This is the part that is towards your inner part of your leg, and this is the outer part of your leg. And then also a low heel or a lower heel, and they just are wide from the ankle all the way up to your calf, and they're like that so that you can easily step into them and have your pants tucked in, whether they're the traditional black, the fitted riding pants that they wear, or a pair of jodhpurs or a pair of blue jeans, whatever you decide to wear with them. But that is what to look for when you're searching for a good riding boot. This one, I absolutely love it because the shaft is so wide and I can wear them with a variety of pants. These also look good with a long dress or even on the outside of the pant. But these are a good purchase. I really like these. So a way that you can style, if you're into wearing, like, say, a pair of leggings or jeans with a big roomy sweater or jumper, then a riding boot is a good boot for you to add to your collection. They seem to just, they are a bit of air of sophistication when I think of them, kind of like a sporty sophistication. So if that's kind of like a style that you're into, and they're also in the realm of being very classic. So again, if that's your fashion personality, if that's a style that you kind of move toward, then a riding boot is an excellent choice for you to add to your wardrobe. Now another boot, now this is super popular right now, and it has been for like the past couple of years. This is a 70s style boot. And let me tell you the characteristics of what to look for if you want to add a 70s style boot to your wardrobe. So the first thing you want to look for is a almond shaped toe. See that? It's more of a rounded, it's not completely round, it's not completely pointed. This is called a almond shaped toe. And then you want to also look for a wooden stacked heel. Usually the 70s style boots do not have a stiletto thin heel. It's usually a wider stacked heel. And the shaft, again, is a little bit wider. It kind of has almost a straight effect from the ankle all the way up to the top, rather than it being, you know, tighter here and then flaring out at the top of the shaft, or just being really tight like this. It's usually kind of like a straight look to the shaft all the way up, and oftentimes there's a little bit more room for your calf up here. Now for me, I have a little bit of a bigger calf. I have been working out with weights, so my calves have grown. So I will tell you what I did in order to get these boots to work for my leg, but I'll do that at the end of this video. So again, if you are looking to add a 70s style boot, these are the characteristics. And the way that I've styled these are, I've worn it with a floral dress recently at the dig. And then also I plan on doing the Celine inspired looks that went down the runway recently with a midi pleated gray skirt with a 70s inspired top that has the high ruffled neckline. And so it's really a bourgeoisie kind of 70s preppy look, and that's how I plan on styling these. So if that's a look that you're interested in, you'll want to look for a boot with a shape and a style of the 70s. Now the next knee-high boot that I'm going to show you is a classic boot. I am absolutely in love with these. These are by 9 West, and you will not believe how much I paid for these. They're full leather, and there was not a flaw on them. The young lady on eBay sold these boots to me for only $30. When I looked them up on the website, they were $250. And I messaged her and I said, did you mean $30? And she said, yes, I just want to get rid of them. And I just said, oh my gosh, I don't think she realized what she had. But this is a classic style stiletto knee-high boot. The pointed toe, the thin heel, and then the shaft that is, it pretty much stops at my knee, and then it zips on the inner part of the leg. I have worn these boots with so many looks. I've had them now for about 3 years, and there is just a plethora of wardrobe ideas that you can style with a boot like this. This type of boot rarely goes out of style. You can always have a boot like this added to your wardrobe, and you will always look on point. So again, this is a classic boot. This boot can go if you have like a classic personality, if you're a fashionista personality, if you're a minimalist, so many different ways. If you are any of those types of personalities, that you can easily slide into this boot and have it work for your wardrobe. So now what I want to do is I want to go into the ankle boots. Now recently, for some reason, I've been like really going hog wild over adding ankle boots to my wardrobe. Before, I was more of into the knee high, but lately I have been just like absolutely in love with ankle boots, and I'll show you why. The collection has completely graduated from just knee highs to expanding into the world of ankle boots. Now I have quite a collection of ankle boots. I have everything from the completely unexpected to very traditional. So I want to show you the ones that I have, and I want to explain to you why I bought the boot and how I style it. And at the same time, I want you to kind of listen to what I'm saying, and if what I'm saying resonates with your style aesthetic, then perhaps the boot is one that you should consider adding to your wardrobe. So the first one I want to show you is a 70s style boot, very similar to the one that I showed you here, my brown knee-high 70s style boot. Now, The only difference is that the shaft, as you can see, is much shorter. It only comes up, if it's standing up straight, it comes up mid-calf on my leg. Now, the reason why I selected this boot is because I love the fact that it is suede, and when I wear them, they slouch. So it creates like an effect like this. And it looks so cool when I wear it with like a long, a longer skirt that kind of hits about maybe 2 inches above my ankle, and with a big oversized sweater, and it just looks really cool. Or when I wear it with my jeans tucked in, and again that slouchy look appears. Just a really fun boot. So classic 70s, if you're kind of into that look, if you love wearing jeans with your boots tucked in, this is a good style boot to have, because you can, because the shaft is slouchy and because it's so wide, it's easy to get your jeans tucked in. Also, again, very fun if you love wearing longer styled skirts. So that's my first one that I want to show you. The next one is a very nostalgic style boot. It's kind of what you would call a granny boot. Now, the heel is kind of similar to the 70s style. The only difference is that the heel is thinner, so it's more of a cone style shape. It has a almond toe. The difference is that it laces up the front, and also the shaft is maybe not as high as mid-calf, and it's a little bit longer than a traditional ankle boot. So it is a different style ankle boot, but it's a lot of fun. How I like to wear it is, believe it or not, is with a lot of frilly pieces that I have. In particular, I have this one dress that I got from Anthropology years ago. It's white and it's all lace and frills. It's very pretty. It hits at my knee. It's uber feminine. Now, I like to wear things that are uber feminine, kind of give them a juxtaposition with a boot that is more hard, and it kind of like anchors it a little bit more. I would feel like if I had on something that was extremely lacy like that and then put it on with a pretty little lacy boot, I would just feel overdone and kind of costumey. So for me, when I do lacy things, I have to kind of then do something that's a little bit hard. As an example, you can't see my pants, but with this frilly little white shirt, I'm wearing a pair of boyfriend jeans that have rips all over them. So you see what I'm saying there, that juxtaposition between the soft and the hard. So that's what I do with these boots. I got these on eBay, and again, I think I paid maybe like $40 for them, and I absolutely love them. These will be a boot that I will have in my wardrobe for many years to come. Now, my next boot is one that you guys have seen me wear at the dig. I will post a picture here. And this boot is your traditional Western style boot. I got these during the Zara sale. I absolutely love them. I've worn these boots with so many things, not just jeans. I've worn them with dresses. Um, I've worn them with skirts, and they look like they're hard to get into. As you can see, there's no zipper, but this actually stretches, so you can easily slide your foot in. It's a very comfortable boot, and it just, the color of it is just so pretty. See that kind of dark chocolate with maroon, and it has like a faux gator. So for me, I've always been attracted to kind of like Southwestern inspired looks. So this was a no-brainer for me to add to my wardrobe. Southwestern is just a part of who I am. It's a part of my DNA. I live here in Southern California. So Southwestern attire and looks is just a part of who we are here. And because I love like hats, kind of like rancher styled hats, oftentimes when I wear these boots, I will also wear my hat as well. So if you're kind of like into Southwestern or even like a classic, because this is a great classic shoe or boot also. If you have like a traditional pair of 501 Levi's, a nice basic white t-shirt, and slide these boots on, it's like magic. That's all you need. Now the next boot I recently wore on the blog. I'll put a picture here for you. This boot, oh my gosh, this is called the sock boot, characterized by the fact that it looks like a sock with a heel on it. I got these also during the Zara sale, and I absolutely love them. This is really badass. This is an edgy boot. So if you're kind of irreverent and kind of like sassy, if you're a fashionista, if you kind of like teetering on the edge with your style, this is a boot for you. Now, this boot is a little too high for me, I must say. So I do plan on having that heel altered a bit. They said they could cut it down a little bit or just change the heel completely. But yes, it is a bit too high for me. So when I wore them on the blog, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to die. When my husband was like, okay, let's walk back to the car. And I was like, honey, I can't walk. So yeah, I plan on getting these cut down a bit, but I absolutely love them. I love them for their edginess, and I love it when I want to look a little bit edgy, a little bit funky. These do the job. Now the next boot is one that many of you would say, I don't know if that would be a good purchase for me because of the climate where you live, or you just don't see how it could work in your life. But this boot is one that I purchased it with the idea of having a couple of looks in my mind. But now that I have them, oh my gosh, I have worn these boots with so many different looks. And that is these. Oh my gosh, I will put a picture here for you to see one of my favorite looks, how I styled these beautiful classic boots. They are, again, from Zara. For some reason, Zara nails it every year with their boots. Again, they are, oh, can you see that? It's like a faux gaiter. They are white. They zip. They are a classic pointed toe, kind of like the stiletto heel. And they are just absolutely fun to wear. I've worn these with dresses, skirts, jeans, just anything that I just want that outfit to pop. Like even with what I have on now with this fun little white shirt and my jeans, I would easily throw these boots on with it and it would give it a whole entire look. So if you are white, then I would suggest looking for a really fun and cool pair of traditional ankle boots in the white. I promise you, you won't regret it. Now the next boot, when I said that untraditional, a little bit out of the box, these boots are what I'm speaking of. Ta-da! Yes, I know. These are a little bit funky. I love them. They're made of satin green and they have embroidery on them. As you can see, they are so interesting, right? And you won't believe how I've worn these boots. Pretty much with what I'm wearing now. I had them on with a pair of cropped denim. They were a little bit acid washed, and I had on a big flowing white poet blouse, and then these boots. When you have on something as magical as a boot like this, it's best to just keep the rest of your outfit simple. I wouldn't suggest trying to say, oh, I'm going to go get a green dress, and I wouldn't do that because chances are you will not be able to match the green and it'll just kind of look like you tried to match it and it didn't quite work. So for something like this, I would just let the boots stand alone. So if you're interested in something that's a little bit funky, a little bit different, just a serious conversation piece, then I would suggest a boot like this, something that is a conversation piece on its own. Now, the last boot that I want to show you is my last one that I just bought. This is a Chelsea boot. The Chelsea boot is one that comes out year after year after year. This is the most comfortable ankle boot I have. Well, maybe not. Close runner, these. But these are so comfortable, and a Chelsea boot is defined because it has kind of like that elastic look on the side. Some Chelsea boots do not have a zipper, but these did. I don't even really need the zipper. I can just step into them. But these are so comfortable. I wear them on days where I just want to be comfortable in a pair of jeans or, you know, whatever. They go with anything. A fun pair of like maybe overalls or a boiler suit, anything. These are just a classic boot that anybody can add to their wardrobe. Now, here's the fun thing about this Chelsea boot. I got it off of eBay, and they were new in box. They're by Donna Karan, New York, and they fit perfectly. There was a 30-day return policy on them. So that's one thing you want to look for when you're buying boots from like eBay or something like that. It's good to look for boots that, or shoes in particular, that have a return policy. And I try to look for new in box, which means they haven't been worn, they haven't been stretched out by somebody else's foot, etc., etc. So that was these boots. So those are my boots. Now I want to share with you some of the things that I've done to make my boots work for me. The first thing I want to show you is this little doodad that I picked up from a shoe store. And what it is just a buffer. Many of you have probably owned these and you use them all the time. But I use these whenever I'm about to wear my boot, and I just give it a good cleaning. And it keeps your boot shiny and just magnificent. Now, I do these if they don't need to be taken to the shoe cobbler and get repolished. But yeah, this is something that I keep in my wardrobe, and I keep my boots good and shiny, and good to have in between taking your shoes to the cobbler. Now, another thing that I did was, remember my 70s boot? Okay, so when I got these boots off of Poshmark, and this was a boot that I thought had gotten away from me. I saw them at J. Crew years ago, and then there was no more. And I thought, oh my God, the boot got away. And then lo and behold, years later, they pop up on Poshmark in my size, 6.5. So the problem was they did not have a zipper. And when I got them, of course, I could not get my foot into the boot. So what I did was I took them to the cobbler. And my cobbler is like my best friend. So he added the zippers in to the boot. And not only did adding a zipper make it easy for me to get into, it also widened it a bit on the top. So it gave me a little extra room up there for my big calves. So yeah, if you have a pair of boots in mind and they don't have a zipper and you know that you will not be able to just easily step into them, take them to the cobbler and have them put a zipper in for you. And again, the zipper, it not only allows easy access for you to get in and out of, but it also expands the width of the boot for you. So yeah, so when he handed them to me over the counter, he said, try them on. They slid right on and zipped right up like magic. So I'm so glad I went ahead and purchased these boots from the young lady on Poshmark. So I think that's it, you guys. Oh, and also I mentioned it when I was talking about the high heel. Remember, you can always take your shoes or your boots to the cobbler and have them lower the heel. Now, granted, they can't lower big chunks. They can only take off a little bit before they hit that metal tip that's in there for the reinforcement. But it's sometimes just that little bit is all it takes for you to be able to wear the shoe or the boot more comfortably. So that's it, my friends. I hope that these tips were useful and helpful to you. If you're looking to add boots to your wardrobe, remember what I told you, to consider the outfits that you're going to wear them with. And there needs to be more than just one look. I have this rule that says 3 or more. So whenever I make a purchase, I think in my head, 3 or more outfits in my existing wardrobe that I could wear a garment or a shoe or an accessory with. I want you to consider that when you go out before you make your purchases. Also consider your fashion personality. Is it a good fit for you? Are you a romantic? Are you a classic? Are you a minimalist? Remember who you are when you get out there and shop, because oftentimes we get out there, we see something, we buy it, we get it home, and we never wear it. And we wonder. Flies, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And be sure to subscribe to the Style with Glenda K. Harrison YouTube channel and hit that little notification bell at the top so that you'll be reminded when I post. I try to post twice per month. Also, be sure to visit my website, Style with Glenda K. Harrison, at glendakharrison.com. And also be sure you check out the blog on the website called The Dig. All right, now friends, if you have any questions for me, be sure to leave comments below. And until next time, bye.